A few years ago for April Fools, we put out a video with Eric Oakley that was an in the bag, except every disc in his bag was a felon.
Felon, 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 felon. Yeah, it's a felon.
And that was funny, but I was thinking the other day, how good would he be if he actually played with that bag? So the next time he was in Emporia, I challenged him to a round out at Jones East, where he can use only felons, but I can use my whole bag. Also, we were joined by Eric McCabe throwing only EMAC Truths, so we'll see where he stacks up. Remember to subscribe because we filmed a ton of instructional content with Eric while he was in town, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, like the 70% of people might.
All right, what do I need for this course? Nope, don't need it. Forcer, Maverick, Raider, nope, don't need it. Good to go.
So we've got a confident look from Eric on the first tee here. Thanks for joining me, by the way. This is
It's to be here, man.
This is hole 1 out at Jones East, 350 feet. I don't usually have the forehand to get there, so probably going to be a 3 for me, but different. Oh, I forgot EMAC was here. Yeah, so EMAC's got his the old BMAC. He had this on a string.
This was so good. So yeah, I'm playing with Felons, EMAC's playing with EMAC Truths only, Danny's got his whole bag. I've never really played this course just with fairway drivers, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's I don't know if like a longer course is better or a shorter course is better with only fairway drivers. What do you think?
I don't know. I was able to like have my limitations. Oh, get blown out. That was a good putt.
The slow zoom is just perfect on that. I think, was that you filming? Or no, that was EMAC.
I think that was EMAC.
Yeah.
I went long almost in the road, but I was barely in. So I'm even putting Felons.
Mm-hmm.
EMAC's putting is EMAC Truths.
We had talked about like,
Steve?
do we need to do, oh, Steve, because of the shield. Do we need do we need to putt Felons or is there a different thing? But we decided to give myself the best chance, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So hole 2 is right at 300
line.
feet. Just big hyzer. We had left to right wind, so I'm just letting it get crashed down.
That was a Vader, right?
Yep.
That was money. BMAC, B-line.
Stay up.
Yeah, the Anheuser is not the traditional play here, so, or even the forehand. Do you usually throw forehand here?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's just so much space out there, and I can take something stable and just pound on it, just like I did here.
Gosh,
Easy.
that is parked.
That's what you want. We take those.
On the board. On the board.
We're doing it. Nice little frame on 2. So I think I'm super close.
How much harder was it putting with Felons versus your normal putter? Because I mean, you seem to be doing all right so far.
Yeah, well, it was weird, but knowing that we were doing this, I put a little extra practice in. Dude, if that doesn't go into that tree, you were going places.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to just be left of that barn and have the easy forehand up. I'm surprised at how far EMAC put this mid-range. Like that is.
I'm not surprised. He's so good.
That's like 400 easily.
Yeah.
It's all the way down
It didn't
there.
really flex out much.
Yeah. I wonder how much different this challenge would have gone if we took the BMAC out of his bag. Like he could use any EMAC except that one.
Yeah.
That's a smash too.
Thank you. I haven't been throwing Felons on backhands much lately because of Vader. And so it was definitely going back to some of my roots. And this one got lifted, but buckets. Let's go.
Yeah.
You can just see the band. I got a putt.
Yeah, I think we technically had a headwind. It wasn't super strong, but we had a headwind on this hole, so kind of lifted it there. Get in there, Steve. Just over the top. I thought I made that one. That felt so good out of my hand.
As Paul Ulibarri put it, you can always hear where I'm at or what I'm thinking 2 holes away.
Yeah.
So,
I like it though. It's good vibes.
yep.
Boys, we're in the lead.
Especially on like a casual round. Like, that's so cool. So
This
here,
hole I knew was going to be tough.
yeah. What's your usual play here?
Enforcer's stable at this line.
Yeah.
But I caught that and was barely inbound. So
Just
let's go.
barely, yeah. I was trying to hang this like really wide and let it swing in, and it just came out way early.
Just following me.
Yeah.
Stuck in the branch. I forgot about that. Oh my
Yeah.
god. And EMAC taking his Lucid X EMAC Truth and saying, boys, this is how it's done.
Yeah, like why would you throw any other disc on this hole? He's in the shade too.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to call him an old man, but that is how old men
Yeah.
like to play.
The
Staying in the shade.
wily old men who know where the good spots are, know where the shade is.
Yep. So this is a 2021 Glimmer Felon. I got velcroed on the ground, but I had a low ceiling, so I was happy to just progress.
So why did you go that overstable? Weren't you trying to like push it or try to get the glide?
I wanted to be able to throw it like flexed, so whenever
Oh.
it peels back out, it kind of stays up in the air.
Interesting. I hadn't considered that.
Because you're able to put it nose up, so
Yeah.
it kind of stays up in the air.
This is like what, 30 feet?
Yeah.
Jam?
Dude.
Just that was dead centered the whole time. No chance
I
of
know.
anything.
I knew it out of my hand too. That it was good. It's kind of one of those like. That's all we got. That's all you need to know. Felons are awesome.
Just
Yeah,
dead
it's
center.
really
That was
weird
so
to like, kind of figuring out how to putt
Yeah.
with a driver, but man, if I could do that, 30 footers all day. Money. We're playing to the short basket here on this.
Yeah. I believe it's 273-ish.
One. Yeah. This is easy felon distance.
Did you have to change your putt or did you just change your aiming?
It felt real. It felt like my normal putt going.
Okay. Oh my gosh, flash the chains.
Oh my god. It looked even closer on camera. It's in person. I was like, that's in. It's gotta be in. Where else is that going? But
Yeah. How?
that was an AJ Risley Hybrid Warden,
The
wasn't it?
2021. Yeah, they're kind of overstable. They're pretty beefy.
They are. He
Yeah.
let me throw one this past weekend when we hung out. They were good. Oh.
It wasn't Steve.
Oh.
So that's why it didn't go in. That's his putting EMAC, apparently.
Yeah. He's changing it up. Find the groove. Nice birdie.
Likewise, that is parked. That is like,
Yeah.
how many? I guess only on 2 of the holes so far does it actually like change what disc you would throw, right? Because you probably go felon on 1, felon on 2.
I've been going Raider on 1, but we were playing to the straight basket, not
Yeah.
the around the corner.
What?
We were playing to the long. Dude, that got bounced. I remember that hit 2 trees.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I don't know. There's a lot of lines that I've been throwing. I can't-
That was so fast out of my hand. It hit the tree so hard.
I can't like it. It's the reaction I had in person too. It's like, oh no. Yeah. I think I need to be leaning on my felons more and more because they are good. That's a pre-mac out of your hand.
Yeah.
That's just turning a little too much, but it's a really good throw because it's never going OB.
Yeah.
And at
That's
least gives you a putt.
that's why I chose like my understable mid because I wanted to miss right. Just missed it a little too far. I think that one's a little bit more beat in than.
Eric just being so good. I got the
How
baby
is
fan
this?
grip.
This is the most overstable felon. Just baby it.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Just flex it. Know that it's gonna come out.
Having touch with those skippy discs has got to be really tricky.
It's fun. I definitely look for that kind of shot a little bit now.
Yeah.
As I've learned to fan grip my my fairway drivers.
Yeah. Do you throw all fairway drivers with a fan grip or?
No, mainly
Okay.
power grip, but I've worked the fan grip into having like a different shot.
Okay.
option.
To have it like as a tool.
Yeah, for sure.
This hole is going to be tricky for y'all because this is usually just distance driver, big hyzer.
Yep.
So you're going Hulk felon. Is that a 2020?
That one's a 19,
Okay.
I think. Yeah. I thought it was a 20, but it's an actually late 19 run.
Okay.
And that's money from Eric. Mine I felt like was a little too inside, but there are gaps to be had in there,
Yeah.
so hopefully I have something.
Some of those trees have come down lately. They've just been getting sick. And mine is definitely in the parking lot. That
was a bummer, dude. Out of your hand, it looked right, but that left to right wind just said no, bro.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on my form, and the nose angle has been finicky, and so I accounted for getting it wrong, and then that throw I got it right, and that just flipped it right over.
It was a blend justice, right?
Yep.
That was money. That was such a good line.
It looked real good. I was trying to just crash the trees here, like EMAC is doing perfectly, as he does.
Yeah. So I had to lay up to lay up.
Yeah, split it.
Just give yourself a chance. That's all you want on this hole.
Yeah, this was not my best hole,
Bang.
but solid putting, easy
Felons are
par.
awesome.
You would take a par playing, I guess, in your circumstance, felon only. You'd expect par on this hole for real.
I really would. I would be okay with like this is one of those holes that that hole's par is good. Now this one, I'm usually been throwing Raider or Enforcer at sidearm, but with this wind, it was kind of nice because I could just go full jam felon and not have to worry about pushing too long.
Yeah, this is a hole, like, I know EMAC can reach it with an EMAC, but with as accurate as you have to be, he just has to throw it so hard that he just barely missed the angle there.
Yeah.
I'm going.
If it would have flipped, it could have been bad.
Oh yeah.
What'd you go with?
That was a Vader.
Dude, they're so good, and I like the stock evaders a lot. I think they have a little more dome, and they're a little more stable. Not like the Lucidex ones.
Yeah, they're so overstable. But I mean,
the right kind of stability you want. Jam, dude, let's go.
yeah, I was happy to make that. Happy to be at least somewhat keeping pace after a bogey. Also jam.
Let's go.
That was the first time you made that one for sure.
At least the cameraman was filming at that time.
This has got to be, just early.
Oops.
I mean, even that's got to be a hard shot to throw with a felon trying to keep it that straight.
And that one will fly straight and get some flip to it if I hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
And that one leaked on you, and we
Yeah.
couldn't we didn't see it skip over the road, so we thought you might have gotten cut in the culvert, but it did end up skipping over the road. But if you want to know how to play this hole, Eric McCabe is really good.
Just straight down there.
Yeah, that's so good.
If you go put the
So-
disc in the fairway where you'd want to be every time, that's where it is.
This is my flippiest felon, and as you can see, it's hyzer flipping like an evader.
Yeah.
Good limb catch, and we're playing to the straight basket, which I
Yes.
think is such a cool hole.
On that last shot, I don't know if you could hear, but it snapped out of your hand. It was loud.
Look at that AJ Warden working.
Yeah, I thought I threw that way too far to the right, but it's stable. It came back.
EMAC just driving this one forward. He's running it. Speaking a little early, but that's money.
So were you keeping up with the score? Did you know you were 2 up on him right now?
I knew I was close. I knew I lost one, but then gained one.
Okay.
And then I was worried here because I left myself a longer putt than you want with a felon, but don't matter.
Apparently.
I don't have a choice.
That's like 100% so far with putting with felons.
Bam. Good birdie, baby. Get that hybrid in the team.
Hey, I tapping in my. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, it's wrong
Is that my 5 or?
Dang it.
So that's 5
Yeah.
Dude, I got you.
and
Oh no.
6. Oh, it doesn't count.
Does it count? I didn't even finish the hole, so that's par plus 4 on top of that, or like how does? I don't know.
I don't know. I think your score just goes into infinity at that
Yeah. just go home. It's okay.
point. This is so good.
That's perfect. That's a shot he's thrown hundreds of times. Just what, like 360? I think, or not quite that. 340. I think this hole is.
This is such a fun hole. Yes, that is a felon.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like that was gonna swing back.
I do too. That's the kind of cool part about it. It flies like a Maverick early flight with a felon late fade.
Yeah. That was
It's a
just.
little too much turnt.
Yeah. Just flipped out of my hand.
It's a good kick though, giving you a chance.
Yeah, this was kind of through the branches.
Dude, let's go.
Couldn't see the basket. Just
Nice little blend warden. Just
yeah.
turn over.
Just put it up with a hope and a prayer and see what happens.
That was a sick putt.
Oh. You wouldn't think that like you'd miss high with a driver.
I know.
You'd think because it's so fast it would just drop.
That's the first putt I've really missed, and I knew I coughed up 2 to EMAC in 2 holes. But dude, he's got like, I do think Eric could just play any course, just EMAX.
Oh, for sure. And almost like simplifying it gives you an advantage because like you can lean on you take that doubt out of your head of like, should I have thrown another disc?
Completely. This hole sets up for an EMAC or an evader perfectly.
Oh my god.
It's got to be so hard to throw a felon because your angle has to be just perfect.
Oh, you got a drift, baby.
That was
Yeah, and then I just leaked that. That's one fell out of my hand. That's the one that fell out on 9 as well. That I just was like, didn't have it.
yeah.
And again, I haven't been throwing felons on backhand, so the timing felt real weird.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't.
What a putt, dude.
That was scarier than I expected to be. It's like it wasn't long, but downhill with the wind.
EMAC cleaning up, taking the lead.
Jam.
Look at
Course
this guy
maintenance.
go.
Gosh, 7 down through 11, throwing only EMAX.
Yeah, we're both clean.
Yeah.
But you're not far behind with a couple bogeys, so you're playing solid golf too.
I'm in striking distance. I don't know if you heard EMAC out of his hand. He said that's a par, so I just put the par graphic on screen then, just to.
He knew it, dude. He's played here so many times.
That's a bio verdict.
Bio verdict. So basically an EMAC.
Yeah. Just a little low out of my hand.
I learned this route the very first GBO I ever went to. Is throw it at the right side of the branches, and then with an overstable disc, and then just check up in front.
So throw something stable enough that it's going to fade.
Overstable. Yeah, and you just rip it at those branches. And
Same
EMAC
time.
said putt at the same time.
Same time. Jam.
Let's go.
Honest first try there. That was no.
No, there was no BS. There was all us.
That was really cool.
EMAC just keeping it fun. Or he's just trying to keep me off his lead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trying to be like, oh no, don't worry about it. It's not like we're close or anything. Just stress-free for sure. That's
Great shot.
That's about where I wanted to be. 6 zoom.
There it is.
I can't tell if you're zooming in or zooming out. I saw the camera like changing, but I couldn't tell what you were doing. This is that felon again.
And I just made sure I followed through. I think
Yeah.
that was my main issue on the last couple is
Boy,
trying to let it trust.
you got a hold of that.
That's
That's
good.
like 380. That's pushing 400 with a felon.
Felons are awesome.
And this flipped just a little bit on him. Just
Yes,
a
and
little
that's-
too much turn.
It's so hard because he doesn't want to have too much. And this is a sidearm EMAC?
Ooh. EMAC forehand. That's like a unicorn. No flash photography, please.
Oh, Eric.
What?
We're safe.
So,
Okay.
hashtag blessed, baby. Hashtag blessed.
Tree kick and still safe? Okay.
Yeah. Again, that's that touchy shot. Oops.
That's what's supposed to happen when you hit trees.
Yes, that's all over this OB.
Yeah. That touchy flex Annie. That's
It's tough. Not easy.
this is for your par or no, this is for your birdie.
No! The amount of emotion!
There it is.
The roller coaster.
Because I thought I hit the band. And
Oh,
I thought it was
no.
going to splash out left, and then I was like, oh my god, it caught it, and then it just fell out the back. EMAC taking the lead with that sick putt through the trees.
The gap. So he's got one with 3 holes left. No, 4.
That's 14, yeah.
5. I don't math
This
well.
is into a big headwind, so EMAC Truth doesn't feel good, and it's far. And I just put mine a little low, but that's the shape of the shot.
Yeah.
If you do that with like an enforcer or a raider, probably gets there.
This was just early out of my hand and a little bit nosy. So like that's kind of the
Nosy?
shape, just
checking
too
on
far
the
left.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? Why are there so many cars parked out
Just like
in
this.
front of your house?
This zoom feels a little nosy.
Yep. Just get to see that forehead in all its beauty. What a man.
Are you having fun?
I was having a lot of fun.
Good.
Steve, back in the lineup.
Steve making the team.
Steve.
Swing, batter. Swing.
Oh, I thought that was in the whole way.
Yeah.
That looked good.
Do it.
Oh no!
I can't believe none of us rang that one up. We all had
Yeah.
such good looks at it.
Would have been sweet. And this one was recently aced at Junior Worlds.
Yes, I saw
I
that.
forgot his name, but what an ace!
Yeah, especially
Sorry,
at
as I'm yelling
Worlds.
at it.
That's got to be sick. So yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, most people I see throw a distance driver on this. But
I threw Felon to the long pin at Jones Gold. So I just said, all right, throw the same line with a way more overstable disc. So I took my 2021 and just put it up on the same line, knowing that it would come up short.
yeah.
Oh no!
Dude, that got swatted.
Yeah,
Except anything I've done.
it really do be like that sometimes.
That's all super good.
The game is like, oh, I missed by an inch. Oh, cool. Now there's no chance.
Now you're dead. To be fair, like most of the holes on Jones, yeah, just jamming. He's feeling himself. He's rolling.
Hey,
I'm
thanks, man.
down.
Had to have it.
Yeah.
Had to have it.
Easy birdie. 8 down.
Ooh.
You're right there. You're keeping up. That's
Mhm.
and like arguably putting with Felons is okay.
Get in.
Get in the hole.
Just
That's a first I've seen from EMAC Misfire, but
Yeah.
he is human. He's proven. And I love this is that same yellow Felon I've been just jamming on.
Just-
Thanks, Steven Schroeder.
376 downhill with a little bit of right to left wind.
Mm-hmm. Do it.
Just dead center.
Go, dude!
What a shot.
Yes!
That was sick. That was the most pure, like, dead center of the basket that I've ever
On
seen.
the
That
pole,
was
dude.
sick. Yeah.
Center.
That was incredible.
Felons are awesome.
Speaks for itself, man.
Here's the flight line. And, like, it kind of got air bounced a little bit of elevator action.
Lift right there, yeah.
Yeah. But just dead center. That is the
So
perfect
sick.
throw. The perfect
Dude,
throw. Great
I've
shot.
been waiting to post about that because
Yeah.
I shared it to like some people that I knew, and it was sick. And then you just follow up and like don't want to follow it, but then park it with a verdict. EMAC looking to get up and down, knowing he's already losing at least one. And this shot is so hard. We were talking about it.
Because the distance control.
Mm-hmm. So you push too long, you can end up with no putts. It's just crazy.
I filmed
guy.
for like a while you were taking selfies of the disc. Ooh, unfortunate miss.
Good birdie, bud.
Thanks. It pales in
That was a
comparison to
big
yours.
swing
though.
right there.
Yeah, that's what, 3 strokes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's got to feel good. How do you
Just good.
how do you follow
up?
up an ace? Yeah, like you see a lot of people after they get an ace, they kind of crumble.
Mm-hmm. I just was gonna take that same Felon and try and throw the same line, and then you saw it like get this weird bounce.
Yeah.
And this one just has a little too much turn, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, that's dead town.
Those woods are not fun.
No.
For being brutally honest. EMAC wants this one. This is a good EMAC line, but the tailwind was
Yeah.
rude.
Just knocked it
Rude.
down.
That tells you anything? Good
There's
luck.
a thumber from Narnia, I guess. So EMAC's got to get 2 strokes in 2 holes, so he's got like 50, 60 feet here. Maybe more.
So hard.
Swing, 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 swing.
So hard.
Yeah, he's just, like, it's so different when you go from putting your EMAC judge to your EMAC truth. Like, the speed is real.
He started that
Slam.
like 3 feet to the right of the basket, and it almost like banked in. So here, this is to nail in the coffin.
Gang.
Just low. Do you feel like
Yeah.
drivers get affected less by like winds while putting?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to put more practice into it, which I'm also scared to do because
Yeah.
you should just keep putting putters. But
Yeah.
man, there could be a use for it more.
There's got to be
I
like
just-
some people out there that put with drivers that are like, yes, come to the dark side.
That's cut.
This was a pretty strong headwind, I do
Yeah.
remember. So it was like getting a felon there just took perfect angle control.
Also, like it started raining even though the sun was shining.
Yeah, it was really weird. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal.
This is all full send. Like you see, that's the same evader you've been throwing all around, but that wind
Yeah.
just was rude. Stay on.
Crossed in front of the chains.
EMAC?
And EMAC.
Oh, I thought he had that one.
I'm having to like flex this out of my hand. Still
And he
online,
released,
which
let
is
it come
crazy.
back. So 10 down with only felons. And
Dude, I need it more. I need to use them more. I guess what I'm
apparently,
telling
yeah,
myself.
smoked me by like 6 strokes. We'll have to come up with like a different challenge for next time you're in town. But this was a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
Thanks for
can't
joining.
wait. Dude, well, it was awesome. And everybody, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want more content on how to be a better disc golfer. And as always, be dynamic.